CULT, Thailand. It was formed in 1975 after more than 50 Thai credit unions or CUs held a seminar to form a national-level organization to act as a center to promote, establish, and develop CUs. CULT services and programs are varied. Its Women Cooperative Products Development Center, or WCPC, helps sustain women co-ops initiatives to create and develop products. CULT works to develop a strong and viable Thai CU movement founded on the values of commitment, honesty, sacrifice, responsibility, sympathy, and trust to promote self-help and mutual help to achieve human development and peace. CULT seeks to develop CUs as the main financial institution in the community. CULT and GAD. In 1986 in Hong Kong, CULT came to face the agenda of women development and empowerment in an ACCU conference. In 1987, CULT started its women empowerment activities, particularly through its Women and Youth project under its Education Department. In 1988, with its baseline survey of CU women's members' needs, CULT started to look at women's role and participation in CUs. There were many women but few were in the board. Only 9.09% of CUs had activities for women and youth. Based on the survey, CULT developed a 5-year plan for CU's sustainability. CULT set up in 1988 its National Women's Committee for CUs as advisory body to CULT on women's concerns and was outside its leadership structure. In 1989, the committee formulated a 5-year plan incorporated to the CULT plan. Budget and staff were made available to pursue women's concerns as an official focus of CULT. In 1990, CULT became an AWCF founding partner. How did the AWCF MISEREOR projects impact on CULT? As its initial exposure to gender training, CULT recognized the value of gender sensitivity training or GST. GST was made part of the regular and annual CULT staff development program and for new board members. Funding came from regular operations budget. From being special and separate, CULT's gender advocacy program became regular, mainstream, and sustainable, and not only because it is part of a project with funds. With clear and long-term gender policies, CULT is mandated to address gender issues and to ensure women's equal participation in programs. The gender officer position became a major and key position in CULT. CULT established its WCPC as the business and marketing arm for products of co-ops and women's groups, to assist in product development and design, and to link together different women's groups. CULT believes enterprise development will empower women as CU leaders and decision makers, which will also help strengthen the CU. The WCPC and CULT's entrepreneurial approach to support women's development has been recognized by other agencies. The CULT leadership realized the importance of WCPC's future and sustainability, and for this, held a strategic planning session with AWCF and for further strengthening CULT's enterprise development program. Critical support services by the CU are opened up to the women. As they earn, families are also being assisted in job and income creation. They build their self-confidence as they increase their knowledge. As entrepreneurs, women become convinced of their capability for co-op services like credit, a confidence they did not have before. CULT has been recognized as a GAD resource by the Thai CU movement and other local and international agencies. CULT increased the number and capabilities of trainers to conduct GAD training, including TLT and advocacy. Trainers helped to make gender work more integrated into the organization and trained more women and men at the national and community levels as advocates. CULT's assistance to women in self-development and as entrepreneurs was expanded by building their potential and confidence as leaders and decision makers. CULT's GST Trainer's Manual, published in 2001, helped further increase CULT's visibility. The manual became the one and only available printed training manual on GST for co-ops in Thailand, useful in bringing gender awareness and advocacy to the primary CU level, especially in its Thai version translated from English. CUPS Malaysia. It is a partnership of two major grassroots-based CUs in Malaysia, Workers' Credit Co-op and People's Credit Co-op. Members are workers of multinational and mining companies, and plantation workers, paddy farmers, and fisher folks. It was registered in 1974 under the Societies Act of Malaysia. Its main objective was to introduce grassroots economic initiatives for the poor in Malaysia, especially the indigent poor. COPS is a coordinating body with various roles. COPS and GAD. COPS leaders' first awareness on women's issues came from NGOs, church groups, the Periyar movement for Tamil social reforms, and women's organizations in Malaysia. But their exposure to CUs and women's gender issues came in 1987 at the National Women's Conference. More seminars and gatherings awakened several COPS female leaders and some male leaders to many ideas about gender, including WID, WAD, GAD, gender analysis tools, and related matters. In 1990, COPS joined other national organizations in Asia to set up the AWCF. How did the AWCF MISEREOR projects impact on COPS? COPS conscientiously conducts basic gender awareness sessions in different co-op activities. Sessions discuss women's issues and problems in society, changes taking place in women's lives, and attempts of CUs to address gender issues. COP's commitment to gender mainstreaming is emphasized to the members, and their cooperation in this regard is enjoined in the sessions. Women Action Committees, or WACs, formed in CUs at primary, chapter, and national levels, help women to organize themselves and undergo basic education and training, and to increase their self-awareness, self-esteem, and self-confidence. Men are not included in the WACs because if they are insensitive, they could obstruct women's growth. COPS developed a trainer's manual on conducting GST and used it for female and male board and chapter leaders, education and training and supervisory committees, regional coordinators, and other staff. Sessions helped increase the number of male and female leaders working as a team to mainstream gender in CUs, developed more men as champions for gender programs in their CUs, and improved female and male leaders' way of dealing with problems. Gender-responsive policy changes, education and training program, services and products, plan and budget, and election procedures have meant more women leaders in CUs and also increased women's attendance in annual general meetings or AGMs. Initiatives of AWCF and ACCU introduced microenterprise or ME development to CU women. More women leaders are emerging through ME. COP's efforts include providing training to women to begin or improve their ME, helping women avail of loans, developing a network among women in ME, including a marketing system, promoting the one product, one logo concept, and promoting agro-based ME for rural and indigenous women. COPS set up the Generation of Sex Disaggregated Data, or SDD, after AWCF had conducted a regional workshop on how to collect SDD from co-ops. KKP has a computer-based SDD. KKR has manual operation. The SDD helps improve operations and to address women's concerns. Wives, husbands, and children attend sessions of COP's Family Life Education Program at community level aimed at improving family management and addressing gender issues in the family. COPS introduced gender concepts to children and youth, particularly in its Children Development Program that includes the Squirrel Savings Club, where 25,000 children participate. The aim is to develop gender-sensitized children and youth CU members, the future leaders. Formasi Indonesia, Indonesia. It was formed as a national network organization in 1987 by 10 NGOs concerned with the co-op movement and in small and medium enterprise or SME development in Indonesia. It started as a dialogue forum and transformed into an association considering its membership-based organization. Currently, it has 13 NGO member organizations. It has various services and programs for which it can tap volunteer consultants for its members. It conducts capacity building for members and even non-member NGOs. As an extraordinary member of DECOPIN, Indonesia's Council of Co-ops, it can make recommendations to the government as a representative of informal co-ops. In its journey, the organization has changed its name and form to adjust its orientation as an organization. It continuously makes efforts to increase its capacity and is on its way to becoming authorized or recognized as a foundation. Formasi Indonesia and GAD. Early on its founding years, Formasi Indonesia was already aware of the importance of recognizing issues pertaining to women empowerment and gender that affected its membership. It knew that these issues also had a bearing on the effectiveness of co-op organizations as vehicles for a better life for all. Thus, in 1990, Formasi joined other national co-op organizations from Malaysia, Thailand, and Philippines in founding AWCF. How did the AWCF MISEREOR projects impact on Formasi Indonesia? In the early 1990s, Formasi Indonesia formed its WID committee, which is considered a major development in the organization. The committee soon became the Gender Perspective Integration Team, or GPIT, to coordinate and monitor its gender-related activities. Formasi Indonesia supported its women co-op leaders in their participation in a 1992 AWCF regional exchange activity, where the participants from all AWCF members were traveling out of their countries for the first time. Gender actions were further strengthened with the publication of its GST manual for field workers. There is now greater acceptance of women leadership in career and professional matters. Many doubtful men, and even some women, now recognize and support women's leadership. Men and women no longer feel strange or hostile toward each other. Gender awareness at the organizational level comes down to the programs, as many of them now almost always include women and have a gender aspect in implementation. Women are more active in enterprises, especially at the marginalized or low-income level. Women's enterprises have been improving through better access to inputs like human resource and technical and financial aspects. Women are now included in training unlike before. Many microcredit programs now especially cater to women with micro-enterprises.